Hey, howdy do out there everyone. My name is Michael and welcome to the Duke Corner where I do the doodles for practice and fun. This is one of my last projects this semester. It was shorter, easier, and I feel like more artsy than the ELO cover. That might be just because I got to draw for this one though. I am making a registration flyer and 2 invitations for the Henniker Weare Youth Theatre. They are running a summer camp and needed a new set of flyers for Square Pegs and Alice in Wonderland. So I took images for Alice from the website I was given for materials, and a picture of Oliver Button for Square Pegs because we had right to use all of Tommie dePaola's artworks, and I cleaned them up, colored them in the way that I needed, going with the blue dress originally, but I switched it to the red dress later for Alice for the vintage Alice look from some of the old storybooks that I found, because this play is using the original Victorian design. My plan was to mimic these old storybooks, so for Alice, I started working on those Victorian swirling borders, and for Square Pegs, I went with a fuzzy outline stroke like Tommie dePaola does on all of his books. Though eventually I realized that Krita wasn't really doing it for me, so I went to the vector drawing of Illustrator for the rest of this project. This right here is the flyer, which I made the background for in Illustrator, and did the text in InDesign, as InDesign is far superior in the ways of text formatting, at least in my opinion. But again, that is what it's designed for, so maybe that's objective too. I went with a golden stage at first, stage lights on the top and bottom to emphasize the title and the characters that I just edited in. All of those ideas stayed just about the same, except for that I was suggested to mute down the gold and replace it with the desaturated reds that I came to use in the Alice cover later to unify the works together more. Here you see the switch between Illustrator and InDesign as I play with both programs to get the look I want. I can't really say much about the type formatting, cause that's kinda hard to describe, but I did my best to use a sort of 2-layered artsy font, I guess is the best way I can describe it, for the Youth Henniker Theatre Presents, and I used varying size and color to differentiate the different parts of the text, with bold type used to make a sort of bionic reading, so that you could see the most important things at a glance and skip over the rest. It was in an attempt to sort of let you read a little faster without putting too much time into it. A built-in speed reading strategy, you could call it. People only usually look at something for about a few seconds before they decide if they're going to look at it for more or not, so I wanted them to be able to look at this very quick because it's a really text-heavy page, and that's not very interesting, so it'd actually keep their attention even less. I used the same template more or less for each invitation, making them into a sort of old paperback fairy tale book kind of thing. I had each of the characters front and center as the most recognizable parts of each of the plays, with a square font for Square Pegs, and a wild inky font for Wonderland. The last bit was the actual invitation and sponsor info at the bottom, which I formatted sort of like a movie poster, with squares to separate each of the panels of text on Square Pegs, and I think a clever use of the playing card signs to segment the text for Alice. This was, as I said earlier, another client project, and I'm not sure yet, as I am recording this video, if mine was the one that was chosen. I'll update the video and description if I am, but that's about the gist of it. Even if it's not chosen, I wanted to show you the process behind it, and it's not like I have much reach for advertising, but couldn't hurt to advertise Henniker Theatre anymore, I suppose. Like I said, this one was short and sweet with no paperwork, just the way I like it. And if you liked this video, don't forget to do all that likes and subscribble stuff to help push this channel along. Let me know what you want to see in the next videos, as my design projects are beginning to run out, my school semester is over, and I'm heading right back into drawing mode, and soon, hopefully, animation mode. So let me know if there's anything in particular you'd like to see me draw, or even more so, if you'd like to see me animate. Thank you all for watching until the end, and until next time, farewell.